Okay, this is a Dharma trading demonstration video, and today we're going to tell you about needle felting. Felting is the process of tangling wool fibers together to make an unwoven fabric mesh. There are two types of felting. There is wet felting, which involves using soap, water, and agitation. And then there's needle felting, which we're going to tell you about today. Needle felting involves using a needle with small microscopic barbs that when you stab into the wool will catch the wool fibers and entangle them together to form your fabric. There are different types of needles that you can use. You can use just an individual needle by itself. They come in different gauges, heavy gauge and fine gauge for different types of wools. And then there are special multi-needle tools that you can use. We have this really great 5-needle multi-tool from Clover. There's 5 different needles, so you can felt really quickly. And there's a little guard that you can lock and unlock, which when it's locked is really great because it will protect you from getting poked and things like that when you're rooting around in your craft basket. And when it's unlocked, then you can use it to felt your wool. And then there is this long kind of pen-shaped tool. It has a little cover, and there are 3 needles in here. And there's no cover on this, so you can use it not only to do flat felting to make appliques, but you can also use it when you're doing 3-dimensional work to felt large things really quickly. Okay, when you're felting, you're going to need some kind of work surface to work on. We have these bristle mats. They come in a large and a small size. The small sizes are really great for taking to felting workshops and working on small little projects. They're just really handy to have, and it's good to have multiple sizes. The other thing that you need when you are felting is you're going to need some wool roving. And there's different types of roving that you can get. We carry some pre-dyed roving that comes in a range of different colors. You can see here we got some brown and some red. These are really nice because you don't have to do any of the dyeing yourself. And you can also get just white uncolored roving, and you can use Jaquard acid dyes, work really well to dye your own roving and make any color that you want. Another thing that you can do to make some different colors is, say you have a couple shades of green, but you don't like either shade by itself particularly, but you want something that's kind of in the middle. You can use blender tools like these to blend the 2 colors together and kind of end up with a 3rd color, and they work just by putting the fibers on and pulling them. And you just kind of keep transferring them in between the 2 cards until they're as blended as you want. You can do really blended, a little blended, it's all up to you, and you have total control over the color. For all of us OCD people, that can be kind of nice. So today, what we're going to do is show you how to make a small felt little applique shape using just a basic cookie cutter. I made some little Christmas shapes to make ornaments and stuff like that. You can use any kind of cookie cutter you want. You can do teapots and bunnies and anything you like for holidays. They're lots of fun. Make little ornaments and garlands and things like that. Today we're just going to do a little simple star. Okay, so to make our star, I've already got some roving here that I blended a little bit of this bright yellow color with some white, just to make it a little paler, not quite so bright. And I'm just going to take a chunk of this and kind of loosen it up a little here, and then I'm going to just kind of shove it into the cookie cutter. It doesn't have to be perfect, you're just trying to kind of get all the little corners filled in here. And this puncher is kind of a little too big for the corners for this, so I'm going to use this little 3-needle guy. You just want to hold your cookie cutter and just poke. That's all there is to it. And you can see this actually goes pretty fast, especially with the 3-needle tool. We're just gonna keep going here until we like the look of it. Make sure you get in all the little corners. See, it's really easy. You don't have to have a lot of fine arts training for this. This is a fun project to do with little kids, as long as there's somebody to watch them. Obviously, you don't want to give little ones free rein with poking needles, but with some supervision, it's really great for older kids. Make some ornaments. So once I've kind of gotten to where I kind of like the look of it on one side, I'm going to flip it over, and I like to put the cookie cutter back on. Sometimes I'll take it and I'll actually shove it through the cookie cutter this way, just because I want to keep the shape. And then do it from the other side. This is very exciting. It's faster than grass growing though. And so then once I've got the basic shape, so here I want to kind of make the corners a little sharper, and then you can come in with the single needle tool and just poke where you want things to indent a little more. And you can just go all the way around doing that. You can clean everything up just a little bit around the edge. This isn't going to be perfect star. Some cookie cutters have more detail than others, and so you can try ones you have and look for ones at the store that have good deep details. It'll show up a little more. And then once I'm all done, sometimes because when you do it on one side, the shape gets a little fuzzy on one side, and I'll just take it and rub it a little bit with my fingers just to kind of give it a smoother look to it. And then you can take this little shape and applicate it onto something else, or put a little ribbon on it. You can add little details. You can see, like here with the Christmas tree, I used little bits of red to make some ornaments. You know, if I had a smaller star, maybe I'd put it on the tree. Something like that. You can just go crazy and have a lot of fun. Okay, so these are some examples here of some flowers that we made just by making the flat shapes of the petals. And then once we had all the petal shapes, we felted them together and added stems. But you don't need to, you know, have anything other than your mat and a needle felting tool. And you can make some really neat projects. If you're interested in learning more about felting, we recommend this really great book, Uniquely Felt by Christine White. She covers needle felting, she covers wet felting. It's just a very good reference to have if you are interested in felting as a beginner or even an advanced felter. And that is needle felting. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye-bye.